Did you know that the fruit sitting on your kitchen counter right now, something you've trusted for years, might be quietly harming your health? As we age, our bodies become more sensitive, our organs less forgiving, and certain foods that once nourished us can suddenly turn dangerous, especially if you're living with conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or mild kidney issues, even if they haven't been diagnosed yet. Just last month, a 72-year-old man collapsed in his own home from confusion and dizziness. The reason? A fruit he had eaten for years without a second thought. So ask yourself, are you sure the fruits you're eating every day are still safe after 60? Today, we're uncovering 7 common fruits that can put your health at risk as you age. And most importantly, we'll share safe, delicious alternatives that protect your heart, your brain, and your energy. Some of these might shock you, especially number 7. It's something many seniors eat every single morning. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching from? Drop your city or country in the comments. It helps remind us how far this wise community reaches. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a single tip that could save your health or someone you love. Now, let's start with the first fruit on the list. It looks harmless, even beautiful. But for seniors with aging kidneys, it can quietly become a poison. Number 1, starfruit, the hidden neurotoxin. Starfruit, also known as carambola, looks like a tropical jewel. Its star shape and sweet flavor make it feel like a harmless treat. But for seniors, especially those with even slightly reduced kidney function, this fruit can be extremely dangerous, even life-threatening. The hidden threat is a compound called caramboxin, a neurotoxin that healthy kidneys filter out without issue. But here's the hard truth. 1 in 3 seniors has reduced kidney function and doesn't even know it. When your kidneys can't eliminate this toxin properly, it builds up in the bile, and the results can be devastating. John, a 72-year-old man from Florida, thought he was doing something good for himself. He added starfruit to his morning smoothies because he'd read it was rich in vitamin C and antioxidants. But within a few days, he noticed memory lapses, dizzy spells, and extreme fatigue. He assumed it was just old age catching up. But then he collapsed in his living room. Doctors found elevated levels of neurotoxins in his blood, OD, and starfruit was the silent culprit. The fruit had overwhelmed his mildly impaired kidneys, leading to neurotoxicity, a condition that can cause confusion, vomiting, seizures, and even coma. The National Kidney Foundation has warned even a single starfruit can trigger a serious reaction in someone with reduced kidney function. What's even more concerning is how subtle the warning signs of kidney trouble can be. You might notice swelling in your ankles, or changes in how often you urinate, or just a general sense of fatigue that won't go away. Many seniors chalk these symptoms up to aging, but they could be signs your kidneys are struggling. So, what can you eat instead if you love tropical fruit? Try Asian pears. They offer a crisp, juicy texture that's satisfying but completely safe for the kidneys. Or go for dragon fruit. It gives you that exotic look and feel, but without the dangerous toxins. And here's a gentle reminder. If you've ever experienced dizziness, memory fog, or sudden fatigue after a healthy snack, it's worth taking a closer look. Now, have you or someone you know ever had an unexpected reaction to starfruit? Share in the comments. Your story might help someone else make a safer choice. Ready for the next fruit? It seems perfectly innocent, but it could be spiking your blood sugar and putting you at serious risk for a fall. Let's talk about grapes. Number 2, grapes, the blood sugar trap and choking hazard. They're sweet, they're bite-sized, and they look so harmless sitting in a bowl on the kitchen table. But grapes, despite their reputation as a healthy snack, can be surprisingly dangerous for older adults. Let's talk about blood sugar first. Just 1 cup of grapes contains as much natural sugar as 4 sugar cubes. Because they're high on the glycemic index, grapes get absorbed rapidly into the bloodstream, causing your blood sugar to spike and then crash just as fast. For the nearly 50% of Americans over 65 living with diabetes or prediabetes, That sugar roller coaster can be devastating. Patricia, 68, from Chicago, thought she was doing something right. She gave up her afternoon cookies and replaced them with a bowl of fresh grapes. But within weeks, she felt more tired than ever. Her moods were unpredictable. Her vision began to blur, and her doctor was alarmed by her unstable blood sugar readings. "I couldn't believe it," she said. "I thought I was making a healthy change, but grapes were doing the same damage as candy." That's not all. Grapes are also a choking hazard, and this danger increases with age. As we grow older, our swallowing reflex slows down. The smooth, round shape of grapes makes them easy to inhale by accident. And tragically, this happens more often than people think. The National Safety Council has reported a 30% rise in choking incidents involving grapes among seniors in the past 5 years, especially for those who wear dentures or experience dry mouth due to medications. The risk of choking on a grape, especially if it's not cut, should not be underestimated. So what should you eat instead? If you're looking for a sweet, satisfying fruit that won't spike your blood sugar, try blueberries or raspberries. They're low in sugar, packed with antioxidants, and excellent for brain health. Plus, their small, soft shape makes them easier to chew and safer to swallow. Another great choice? Melon cubes like cantaloupe or honeydew. They offer natural sweetness with much better portion control and lower sugar content per bite. But what if you truly love grapes? Here's how to make them safer. Always cut grapes into quarters. Even if you don't think you need to, never eat them alone. Pair them with a protein source like a small piece of cheese or a few almonds. This helps slow the sugar absorption and protects your energy levels. And most importantly, limit yourself to 6 grapes per serving. And only eat them during the day, not late at night when your metabolism slows even more. If you've ever felt lightheaded, sleepy, or dizzy after eating grapes, don't ignore it. Your body's telling you something. Have you had a surprising reaction to grapes before? Or noticed a loved one struggling after eating too many? Share your experience in the comments. It could help someone else avoid harm. And if you're finding this helpful so far, take a second now to subscribe to our channel. These are the little tips that can truly protect your health in the years that matter most. Now, let's move on to fruit number 3. It's something millions of people drink every morning with breakfast, thinking they're strengthening their immune system. But for seniors, it could be the very thing stealing your sleep and weakening your medications. Number 3, oranges, the acid reflux trigger and medication saboteur. They say an orange a day keeps the doctor away, but for many older adults, it's the orange that's quietly inviting the doctor back in. Oranges are rich in vitamin C. No doubt, they've long been praised for boosting the immune system, especially during cold and flu season. But what most seniors don't realize is how dangerous their acidity can become as we age. You see, the muscle that acts like a lid between your stomach and your esophagus, called the lower esophageal sphincter, weakens over time. That means stomach acid can rise more easily, causing the burning sensation we know as acid reflux or heartburn. And citrus fruits, especially oranges and orange juice, are one of the top triggers for this. Margaret, a gentle 73-year-old woman from Minnesota, had a morning ritual, a glass of freshly squeezed orange juice with her breakfast toast. It reminded her of her childhood. She believed it was good for her, but every night, she found herself waking up with a sharp pain in her chest, a burning in her throat, and a bitter taste in her mouth. She tried sleeping more upright. She stopped eating late, but nothing helped until her doctor asked a simple question: "Are you still drinking orange juice?" The moment she removed it from her mornings, her nights became peaceful again, but the acidity is only half the problem. Here's what many don't know. Oranges, and especially orange juice, can interfere with over 50 common medications that seniors take daily. This includes blood pressure pills, cholesterol medications, antidepressants, and even some antibiotics. The compounds in oranges can block or alter how your body absorbs these drugs, meaning they might not work the way they should, or might work too strongly. Imagine taking a blood thinner faithfully, only to have a glass of orange juice weaken its effect, without you realizing it, or having your blood pressure medication suddenly spike because it didn't absorb properly. There's one more concern: tooth enamel. As we age, enamel naturally wears down. The constant exposure to acidic fruits like oranges can speed up this erosion, leading to tooth sensitivity, pain, and even decay, especially for seniors who already have dental work or receding gums. So what should you eat instead? If you're after vitamin C, red bell peppers are a better choice. They contain even more vitamin C than oranges, with far less acid. You can slice them into salads, roast them, or enjoy them raw with a healthy dip. Another gentle alternative? Kiwi. It delivers immune-boosting nutrients but with a lower acid profile, making it much easier on your stomach and teeth. But if you still love oranges, here are a few safety tips. Never eat them on an empty stomach. Dilute orange juice with water in a 1:1 ratio. Avoid them within 2 hours of taking medication, or no. So now let me ask, have you ever felt reflux, bloating, or burning after citrus? Even if you brushed it off before, your body might be sending you a quiet message. Share your experience in the comments. You never know who might be reading, realizing for the first time that they're not alone. And don't forget, if you haven't yet, subscribe for more health wisdom that empowers you to live better, not just longer. Next, we're moving to a fruit that many people call a superfood. But for seniors, it could be sabotaging your weight, affecting your medications, and even triggering hidden allergies. Let's talk about avocados. Number 4, avocados, the hidden fat bomb that's quietly sabotaging your health. They call it a superfood, creamy, green, and full of healthy fats. Avocados have become a staple in everything from salads to morning toast. For years, they've been marketed as one of the best foods for your heart, your skin, and even your brain. But here's the part that no one talks about. For seniors, avocados can quietly become more harmful than helpful. Let's start with calories. One medium avocado contains about 240 calories, the equivalent of a small meal. And while it's true that these calories come from good fats, our metabolism slows down as we age. What our bodies burned effortlessly in our 30s now lingers, accumulating as stubborn weight in our 60s, 70s, and beyond. Robert, a 75-year-old retired teacher from Denver, made a change he thought was smart. He swapped his buttered toast for avocado toast each morning. It felt trendy, healthy, and satisfying. But within just 3 months, he noticed something strange. His knees ached more. He was short of breath going upstairs, and his clothes fit tighter. The scale told the rest of the story. He had gained 12 pounds. The extra weight made his joint pain worse and began to limit his mobility. "I thought I was eating clean," he said, "but I didn't realize how calorie-dense avocados were." But it's not just about weight. Avocados are very high in vitamin K, which plays a role in blood clotting. That may sound harmless until you realize that vitamin K can interfere with blood thinners like warfarin, which many older adults take after strokes, heart issues, or clotting conditions. And too much vitamin K can reduce the effectiveness of these medications, increasing the risk of dangerous blood clots, the very thing you're trying to prevent. And it doesn't stop there. Avocados also contain compounds that interact with blood pressure and antidepressant medications, potentially altering how these drugs work in your body. And, perhaps most surprising of all, avocados can trigger allergic reactions in people with latex sensitivities. That's because avocados contain proteins similar to those found in latex. Research shows that up to 6% of people over 65 have some degree of latex allergy, even if they don't know it. The reactions can start with mild itching in the mouth, nausea, but in some cases can progress to more serious symptoms like swelling, breathing difficulty, or even anaphylaxis. So what can you eat instead? If it's healthy fats you're after, try a small handful of almonds or walnuts, nutrient-rich, heart-healthy, and easier to portion control. A drizzle of extra virgin olive oil on your salad or toast. It's rich in monounsaturated fats without the bulk calories. Or even chia seeds or flax seeds, which provide omega-3s and fiber with little risk. But if you truly love avocado, and I understand if you do, just be mindful. Stick to a quarter of an avocado at most per serving. Never eat it alone. Pair it with high-fiber foods to support digestion. And always talk to your doctor if you're on medications that could interact. TUI. Have you ever felt heavier, more sluggish, or noticed changes in your blood pressure or medication effects after eating an avocado? You're not imagining things, and you're not alone. Share your experience in the comments. Our community learns through shared wisdom, and your voice might just guide someone else toward a safer path. Coming up next, a fruit we associate with summer, hydration, and joy, but for seniors, it could be flooding your body, spiking your blood sugar, and putting your heart at risk. Let's talk about watermelon. Number 5, watermelon, the fluid balance disruptor. Hiding in plain sight, it's the taste of summer. Juicy, sweet, and refreshing. Watermelon feels like the safest fruit in the world, especially during hot days, when staying hydrated becomes more important than ever. Many seniors reach for a cold slice without hesitation, but behind that pink smile lies a risk few people talk about. Yes, watermelon is over 90% water, and yes, it's low in fat, but for older adults, especially those living with heart disease, kidney concerns, or diabetes, watermelon can throw the body's balance into dangerous territory. Let's start with blood sugar. Despite its high water content, watermelon has a very high glycemic index. That means it sends sugar rushing into your bloodstream, almost as fast as soda. According to the American Diabetes Association, just 2 cups of watermelon can spike your blood sugar as much as a sugary beverage. And for seniors with insulin resistance or prediabetes, that spike doesn't just cause fatigue, it can also lead to nerve damage, vision problems, and unstable moods over time. But that's not the only danger. Watermelon is also rich in potassium. For healthy young kidneys, that's not a problem. But for the 40% of older adults with declining kidney function, even a bit too much potassium can overwhelm the system. That's exactly what happened to Betty, a 78-year-old retired nurse from Arizona. During a summer heat wave, she ate watermelon daily, thinking it would help her stay hydrated. But within days, her ankles began to swell, and she found herself gasping for air while doing simple tasks like folding laundry. She was rushed to the ER. The diagnosis? Fluid overload and a strained heart, exacerbated by excess water and potassium from the watermelon. Doctors explained that because of her diuretics and mild heart condition, her body couldn't handle the flood of fluid and electrolytes. She was heartbroken. It never crossed my mind that something so healthy could push me to the brink. She told us, for seniors on blood pressure meds, diuretics, or heart medications, excess potassium and water can lead to irregular heart rhythms, muscle weakness, shortness of breath, and in severe cases, heart failure. So, how can you stay refreshed without taking those risks? Try these safe alternatives. Cucumber slices infused in water, light, hydrating, and kidney-friendly frozen berry chunks, naturally sweet, full of antioxidants, and more stable for blood sugar cantaloupe or honeydew, still hydrating but with lower glycemic impact than watermelon. But if watermelon is something you truly love and can't part with, here's your safety guide. Limit your serving to half a cup. Always pair it with a protein like a slice of cheese or a few nuts to slow sugar absorption. Avoid eating it late in the evening, when your body processes fluids less efficiently. And most importantly, if you're on medications that affect fluid or potassium levels, talk to your doctor before making watermelon a daily habit. Have you ever felt bloated, swollen, or exhausted after eating a lot of watermelon? Share your story. It may help others recognize what's going on in their UTIs. In the next section, we'll discuss a fruit that many seniors eat to improve digestion. But in reality, it could be interfering with your medications, irritating your gut, and even triggering allergic reactions. Let's talk about papaya. Number 6. Papaya, the digestive system challenger that may work against you. Papaya has long been seen as a gentle friend to digestion. Its soft flesh, sweet aroma, and the presence of papain, a natural enzyme that helps break down proteins, make it a popular choice for seniors seeking relief from bloating and slow digestion. But here's what most people don't realize. Papaya's helpfulness can turn into harm, especially for older adults managing medications, sensitive stomachs, or hidden allergies. Let's talk about Helen, a 71-year-old from San Diego. After dealing with occasional constipation and discomfort after meals, Helen began adding papaya to her breakfast. She felt good at first, but within 2 weeks, she noticed something unsettling. Her blood pressure, which had been stable for years, started to fluctuate. Her blood sugar readings grew unpredictable. Her energy dropped. She brought her concerns to her doctor, who asked about changes in her diet. When she mentioned papaya, the doctor paused. What Helen didn't know was that papaya interacts with several common medications, including blood thinners like warfarin, diabetes medications like insulin or metformin, certain antibiotics. The papain enzyme in papaya can enhance the effects of these drugs in unpredictable ways. In some cases, it increases the risk of bleeding, causes blood sugar to drop too low, or reduces the effectiveness of other important medications. And it's not just about meds. Papaya is also a common cross-reactive food for people with latex allergies, a sensitivity that becomes more common with age. Studies show that up to 35% of seniors with latex sensitivities also react to papaya. And often, they don't even know they're sensitive until symptoms appear. These reactions can start mildly: itchy mouth or throat, stomach discomfort, skin rashes, but in more serious cases, they can escalate into swelling, trouble breathing, or even anaphylaxis. And here's something surprising. While papaya is marketed as a digestive aid, it can irritate the digestive lining in seniors who already deal with acid reflux or a sensitive stomach. Some of my patients have shared that after 60, papaya no longer helped. It made things worse, causing bloating and nausea. So what can you do instead? If you're looking for something to support digestion, consider these safer, proven alternatives. Plain yogurt with live cultures provides probiotics that support a healthy gut microbiome. Fermented vegetables like sauerkraut or kimchi, rich in natural enzymes without interfering with meds. Ginger tea, a time-tested remedy that soothes the stomach, reduces nausea, and calms inflammation gently. But if papaya is something you enjoy, here's how to stay safe. Never eat it on an empty stomach. Start with a very small portion, just 2 to 3 small pieces, to test your tolerance. Always ask your doctor or pharmacist if it could interact with your current medication. And if you've noticed unexpected stomach discomfort, changes in how your medication works, or allergic-like symptoms after eating pap, don't ignore it. Your body might be signaling you to reconsider. And if this section helps shed light on something you've been wondering about, share your story in the comments. What you've experienced could help someone else avoid a serious reaction. Up next is the final fruit on our list, perhaps the most surprising of all. It's one of the most commonly eaten fruits in the world, especially by older adults. And yet, in excess, it may be quietly overloading your heart with potassium, disrupting your energy, and putting your health at serious risk. Let's talk about bananas. Number 7, bananas. The potassium overload risk. Hiding in every bite. They're soft, convenient, and naturally sweet. Bananas are one of the most commonly eaten fruits in the world, especially among seniors. They're easy to chew, easy to digest, and full of potassium, which we're told is good for the heart and muscles. But as with many things in life, too much of a good thing can quietly turn dangerous. Let's talk about potassium. It's true, potassium supports healthy heart rhythm, muscle function, and nerve communication. But here's the critical point. As we age, our kidneys become less efficient at filtering excess potassium out of the bloodstream. That means if you're eating potassium-rich foods like bananas too often or in large amounts, The excess can build up silently in your body. The result? A condition called hyperkalemia. And hyperkalemia isn't something to take lightly. It can cause irregular or racing heartbeat, muscle weakness or cramps, numbness, and in severe cases, sudden cardiac arrest. James, a 74-year-old retired firefighter from Texas, learned this the hard way. For years, he'd eaten 2 bananas a day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. He believed it gave him energy and kept his blood pressure in check. But one morning, after climbing a flight of stairs, he collapsed. His heart was racing. At the hospital, doctors discovered his potassium levels were dangerously high. The cause? Not a medication, not an underlying illness, just bananas, too many, too often, with kidneys that were no longer keeping up. He was shocked. All my life, bananas were the safest fruit I knew, he told us. I never thought they could be the thing that nearly stopped my heart. And that's not all. Bananas are also high in natural sugar and fast-digesting carbohydrates. That means they can cause blood sugar spikes. Especially for seniors with diabetes or insulin resistance, you may feel a burst of energy at first, but it's followed by a sharp crash, leaving you tired, foggy, or even irritable. So what's the solution? If you love bananas but want to stay safe, limit yourself to half a banana per serving. Avoid eating bananas on an empty stomach. Always pair them with protein or fiber. And if you're taking blood pressure meds, diuretics, or heart medications, check with your doctor. Some of these can already raise potassium levels. LS. Looking for safer alternatives? Try strawberries or blueberries, lower in potassium and sugar, but rich in antioxidants. Baked sweet potato, a fiber-rich, slow-digesting carb that gives you energy without the sugar crash, or even a small pea, are gentle on digestion and more kidney-friendly. And remember, your body changes over time. What worked at 40 may not be right at 70, and that's not a failure. That's just wisdom inviting you to listen closer. Have you ever felt unusually tired, dizzy, or experienced heart palpitations after a fruit snack? If so, bananas might be worth a second look. Share your story in the comments. It could help someone connect the dots before it's too late. Now that we've covered all 7 fruits, let's step back for a moment and reflect on why this matters so much in the first place. As we grow older, even the healthiest choices need to be made with more care and awareness. Not all fruits are created equal, and not all of them are still right for your body. But the good news is, with just a few smart swaps, you can enjoy delicious, nourishing fruits that truly support your well-being. If this video helped you see things differently, please subscribe, not just for yourself, but for those you care about. One small choice today can lead to a longer, healthier tomorrow. Stay wise, stay kind to your body, and stay with us.